No? No? Yep. Okay, I could like see myself, like it's funny. Okay. So, let's see. What's going on, you guys? Let us look at the chat box. Okay, so everyone wants to just get going. Let's do it. Go ahead and put your questions in the chat box, you guys. How you're kind of already doing. Put your question in there, and then Jenna will. Actually, I don't even know if she's here right now, but I'm sure she will come on. But if she doesn't, it's all good. We'll figure it out. But just put your questions in the chat box, and please just bear with me because it's kind of like as we get further into it, it keeps going up and up and up, and it's hard to find the question. So whenever your name is up, just make sure you re-put your you put your question again, because then I could just see it and I don't have to like search for it, and it's a lot quicker and it's just a lot more efficient. So let's get going. So please bear with me if if I ask you to just put your question again, just please retype it and we can get everything going a lot quicker. So let's see who my next successful relationship will be with. Okay. Let's see. It's a good question. I feel like it could be a Gemini person because I saw the lovers down there at the bottom of the deck. Or it could be a Capricorn. I hate when I see the devil because it's always like, okay, does that mean toxicity or does that mean like a Capricorn? So let's hope it's a Capricorn. If it is a Capricorn, it could also mean toxicity. It just depends on, obviously your situation. But so what we do have here though is I see maybe a bit of codependency. It seems like the person will either be Capricorn or, like I said, Gemini. I did see Gemini as I was shuffling, and I feel like that's kind of important to add to the reading. So I'm just gonna put it out there. So yeah, if you know any Capricorns, probably that person. There is this whole thing about really depending on each other even when shit gets hard. So like that's a good thing, but like I'm talking about like depending on them when shit gets hard, like you get to a point where like maybe you shouldn't even be together anymore, and then it's like you're still together. So like that's good, but at the same time it's kind of like you just keep like what's it going to take? There's nothing that that person can really do wrong when shit is really toxic. It's like codependency. It's like you just probably shouldn't even be together anymore, but you are. So it's kind of like this, just like on this like repetitive thing, cycles just kind of like repeating. And yeah, there's a sword here though. I don't know what the Ace of Swords is here for right now. We have Sagittarius as well and Virgo. Okay. Ace of Swords. We could be talking here about like communication is toxic, but then you guys are staying together. Like there could be like verbal abuse. I don't know. I mean, you're asking who it's with. I see Capricorn. I see Sag. I see Virgo. If we're looking at signs. And also, this is just some of the feelings about what the relationship would be like. And I feel like there is harmony to be gained, but I think it is also a very a relationship that's kind of like very like just holding on to it so much when like just the dependency. That's the main thing that I'm trying to say, is that there's like this dependency that's a little overbearing on one another, like it's mutual. So Gemini, Capricorn, Sagittarius, Virgo. So all the mutable signs and a cardinal sign, possibly. Oh, you're all good, Jenna. Okay. Is there any other girl in Karan's life? Well, let's see. What's his love life looking like? Okay, that's interesting. It's kind of like, what? Some of these questions are interesting. Okay, so we do have his love life is looking like he is, I don't really think he's in any mood to, he's like, almost like, don't stand in my way. This is the attitude I'm getting for him. So I don't think he's really letting other people into his life right now, just because he seems very like aggressive, combative, like kind of just like, what do you want? You know, very just like aggressive in a way, you know, confrontational, and just trying to like look ahead and just go and not really consider anything around here. It's kind of just like, I'm doing what I'm doing. I have to kind of make, you know, take these actions and do these things, so just get out of my way. That's what I'm getting for that. So I feel like, no, I don't think that there's any other people that he's really involved with. It seems like he's like really annoyed with people right now, and it could have to do with, you know, him finding some information out. You know, there could have been something that he discovered or realized, maybe a realization, his perspective changed. There's something coming to light now for him, and he's annoyed, you know, and he just wants to like push past all of it. So it's like I don't really think he wants to be involved with many people at all right now, like not even friends and stuff. So I really don't think that, I don't see anything about love for him there. How does William's Virgo? I'm just kind of like doing the ones that I see right now. So if I don't answer yours, just like go ahead and like put it again and I'll see it, you know, eventually. I mean, I know it's kind of hokey to do that, but I mean, I'm just like seeing these and, okay. Will I reconcile with my Sagittarius? Okay, let's see. You and your Sag X. Let's see, will you, what's the energy looking like between you now? First of all. Ah! Dropped you. Okay. Strength. Okay. So either this is a situation where it's like there is a lot of strength that you guys have both gained from the situation, so maybe like a lot of shit went down, but at the same time there's still like a lot of love there. There's still a lot, like an abundance of love. Like if you can just imagine a cup that's full. I mean, it's like you guys still have that for each other, but I see either it's a situation where you can reconcile and this will come together at some point, but I also see it as it's possible that you guys are just, you know, you like, well, not like, I mean, it's more than like, you love one another, like you have a love for one another, but you may decide that it's just best to move on, you know, like take what you can from the situation and just move forward. And yeah, it seems like it's something that is like, even if you guys aren't getting along right now, this is what the energy is between you. So I feel like you guys really have this profound care for each other. It's just that it's not working for whatever reason. So you might just decide to kind of like push forward without it, you know? But then, okay, with this abundance of love here, I just feel like it, I don't want to say it can't reconcile, you know, because it seems like it would, but let's just see about, you know, in the next couple days, in the next weeks, months, and year, 2021, what can we see between you guys? Any improvements, any getting closer? What can we see at all energetically between you? Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, shit. Okay. There's interesting vibes here. So the first one I saw was the Four of Wands, and that's when I'm like, fuck yeah, you know, you're gonna reconcile. I mean, reunite. But there was one card that was under it still, and this was a card that was. So it's kind of like wah wah wah. I mean, you know, it's still saying there's like this reconciliation or this reunion. I'm sorry, this reunion. Like you guys come back together at some point. At least discuss things. There's a celebration. So this is the reunion card. So that's why it's like I feel like yes, there will be. But the thing is, somebody's not committed to it very much. Like they may say they are, or it's not saying that they will say that, but I mean it's almost like under the assumption that they're there to reunite with you, right? To reconcile. But somebody is still like not really committed to the situation, so they may come in and be like very passionate and like then be gone, you know? So let's just see where this is going to go, because we do have lovers here, but then we have a couple people involved in the situation kind of arguing or fighting, competing with each other about this situation. So you guys could have other options as well. I don't feel like it's just them or just you. I think both of you will probably have other options. This is kind of a situation where you're weighing it out and trying to figure out who's the best one for you. But at the same time, it's like this whole not wanting to be committed. So I feel like you guys don't even really want to be in a relationship, and it's kind of just fun to like get the attention or something. I mean, I feel like you guys will have this opportunity to like get back together. I just don't know if it's going to be something serious, you know? It doesn't really seem like it's going to be a committed thing. It seems like it's going to be a lot of games and a lot of bullshit. So I'm just letting you know now. That's just what I see for that. So anything could change at any time, you know? It's up to you. Just what it's showing me right here. Okay, so how does my Virgo X feel about me moving on? Whoa. Sorry, I'm all in serious mode right now. Like, I just want to make sure they get all shuffled, because it's not fun to get the same cards and feel like you haven't shuffled them enough to really get the right answer. Forgive me for this, but you will be happier later when you have a reading that's personal and it doesn't feel like the same one over and over, you know? Although sometimes I do notice that like people go through a lot of the same, like I notice like the same message will come out for a few different people. It's kind of like interesting, but I guess, you know, there's a lot of people out there, so people go through the same things or similar things. Not that crazy. Not that hard to believe. All right. All right. So how does my Virgo X feel about me moving on? What are their current feelings about this circumstance or situations at hand? How do they feel about it? This Virgo person, how are they feeling about this currently? I don't do reversals, so I just flip it up and down. If it's reversed, So it looks like they are thinking about everything, how it's all come to, how it's all come to this point now. Like they may be reminiscing a bit and just kind of like going over the events and how they played out and how they're here now and this is what it is now. So yeah, they're doing a lot of thinking about the past. And I feel like they honestly think that it's better for them because there's the Ace of Pentacles. So first of all, we're talking about somebody who thinks like, okay, stability is an opportunity now. I don't know if it was toxic or whatever it was, but it seems like now they're seeing different opportunities popping up for how they can make more money or have a different job. Maybe they can like have longer hours because they don't have a relationship or something. They feel like it's kind of like this is what's supposed to happen, like it's what's meant to be, or like it's fair how this played out. Like it could be like they feel like it's just meant to be, it's karma, just they think that, if they move forward, they feel good about it. They think it's probably for the best. And but they are considering everything, they're just kind of sitting there trying to think about all of it. But what they're thinking about it is that, yeah, this is sad, but I think it's for the best for both of us, and I think honestly I could probably achieve more, or something to that effect. They just feel like they're more in a position to create more stability in their life and move forward with, they believe in themselves to be able to take care of themselves and things like that. So it seems like they think that, this is probably for the best for both of you. So let's see. I want to know if Sahir has feelings for me. Let's see what Sahir's feelings are for this person, if any. What does this person think or feel about Suditi? Not dropping as many cards tonight. Have you noticed? I'm trying. Because, dude, there was so many on the floor last night. I was like, I didn't even pick them up right away. I was like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm not doing it right now. It was kind of crazy. It was like, there was a lot down there. All right. It was like 4 different decks all over the place. Okay. They're deciding whether or not they want to talk to you, and I think they're deciding whether or not they want to make something happen. Because there is this, it could also be that they think you're non-committal. So they're trying to figure out, like, is this even worth my time, to invest in it or to, like, try to make it happen? Because the reason I think they could be thinking this about you is because they're having to make a decision they feel powerless to make. Like, they don't really feel like it's their choice. They kind of feel like they don't even really know, like, how do I say this? It's just not there. They don't think that they're really going to make that move and that it's going to change anything. So they don't see that they have very much effect on the situation. So that's why I think they could be seeing you as this, because maybe that's what they think that you are, and that's why this is like, they feel like it's kind of like not worth it. But they do want to talk to you, and I think they're trying to figure out if they should or not. I mean, it seems like they're interested, but they just, I don't know if it's fear or if it's just like logically, they just, like, in a very logical way, they just don't really think it might not be worth it, because they don't know if you're going to be serious or not, or if they'll be rejected. I mean, let's see exactly kind of why are they hesitant to communicate, and what is the Knight of Wands here for representing? Yeah, I think they do want to communicate with you for sure, but tell me what the here for. They're kind of like at odds with, yeah, there's a lot of swords. So I get this very aggressive kind of energy, but it's not even, to me, it doesn't make sense. Let me just break it down a little bit. We're talking here about manifestation and somebody wanting to offer something. So I think they do want to come your way. They do want to know you a little bit better. They want to get to know you. You know, they want to manifest something with you. But there's this defensiveness, and there's this kind of like feeling like people are against you. Maybe they feel like you're not going to, like you're going to reject them or something. Maybe they feel like people do that all the time to them, and that's just kind of how they feel about everybody. That's just what they think, you know. That's how they feel like that's how they're treated by many people. And it could be a very like emotionless, because we're talking about communication here, right? Like them coming and communicating with you. I think it's going to be a very emotionless conversation. It's not going to be about like passion, even though the Knight of Wands is passion. It's not in a passionate way. You know, it's more of just like, so like I feel like the conversation is going to go down something like very just like like factual, like concrete, like what do you know, like I'm very interested in you, kind of like weird, you know, like they're just not really, there's no feeling there. Not that they're like don't have feelings, but it just seems like they're very, very like, I don't even want to say robotic because that makes it sound like a psychopath or something, and that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that they're very like not they're not charismatic, you know, they're just kind of like very logical and very rational about things. So, and they also have this like victim complex thing. So I think there's like already a competitiveness that they feel like you're going to reject them. They're kind of like hostile in a way, you know, but that's the energy. I don't know if they're really hostile, they're dangerous or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's like this whole like they're already ready to be like, well, what, you know, like, whoa, I don't know, like, what do you mean what? Like, you know, like they're just so, they're touchy already. That's just what I get for that. So I think that I think they want to talk to you, but they're probably worried, and it's probably not even really about you. I mean, it's probably just them, to be honest with you. It just seems like they're already assuming what it's going to be like, and that's what is tripping them up. So it could just be something where you're going to have to like decide whether or not you even want to go there with that one. Okay. General reading, Gemini. Gemini male. Yes. Tell me what you can say for this Gemini male. What do we need to know about his life in the next days, weeks, months, and year? What do we see coming up for him generally? What do you want to highlight for his life? What do you want to say? What do you want him to know about? Your indecisiveness is a bitch. No, but there is something that you're trying to decide between two things. Like this one's really important, and so is this one. So shit, I'm kind of at a dilemma here. Something that you care about a lot, and there's some confusion for some reason or clouded thinking. Like you're not sure where one of them is going to go or lead you down, like what road, and you care very deeply about these two things. It's something very emotional to you. It's highlighting this for some reason. So why is this being highlighted? Okay, it could be about love. Making a decision. I feel like it could be about two different people, yeah. But then, again, with the pentacles in the beginning, like this is not really necessarily talking about two different people. It's talking about two different things that are very important to you, you know, and sometimes it's not emotional. Sometimes it's like, you know, something having to do with security, like like two jobs or something, you know. But in this situation, I do feel like it is two people that you could be having to decide between, because we have Two of Wands, which is there's a decision having to be made here, and you realize that, and you know the Knight of Cups, which is, you know, trying to offer somebody something emotional, like a new person, a new love person, a new romantic relationship. You know, so I feel like there could be two different people that you're kind of trying to decide over. One of them could be a Pisces. We do have the Moon card here. And I guess, you know, the other one could be a water sign as well, because we have King of Cups. So that's Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Doesn't have to be, but that's just what I'm getting here for some of the signs that it should be. We also have fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but that's more of an action taking fire. So I feel like that's you taking an action and deciding. Okay, and then yeah, so it seems like you're gonna have to decide between two people, but it's a very it's not like a very troubling thing. It's just a very confusing thing. It's like you just don't really like for some reason it's just you really are at this dilemma. You just have this like you don't know your thinking is clouded for some reason about this. So maybe you're just really kind of like, shoot, I really don't know which one to pick. It could even be like you are trying to decide whether or not to be single or be in a relationship. But I feel like it's two different people because this is talking about something you really, really care about. Then we're talking about the Knight of Cups. It's like, I mean, I guess it could be about you being single, but I don't really think that would be a hard decision. If you care about being single, but you also care about this person and being with them, then you probably are going to pick being with the person, right? Like, that's just what I would think, but everyone's different. Like, I'm just going to not be with him. That's probably more important to me. Like, I don't know. Maybe. I feel like it's two different people. I feel like most of the year this is going to be a thing for you because this is the Hanged Man. You can't. It's kind of dark, huh? This is the Hanged Man, so it's like you're sitting there kind of in limbo, like, what should I do? I mean, you're like waiting for some reason. It's just like you don't know what decision to make. For whatever reason, it's so hard for you. Huh? 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 No. For whatever reason, it's so hard for you to like decide, and I feel like most of the year you're going to be trying to decide between these two people. So that's interesting. Okay, because ultimately one of these people is one of you're going to see that you really are into them, probably going to end up with them for a while, or at least that's what you're hoping, or you could see yourself doing. So if one of those people, I would say the one you might decide to pick is the one you see eye to eye with the most. But for whatever we don't always choose the person we see eye to eye with the most. Sometimes it's like, well, the other one's cuter, or like whatever reason. There's so many different things that play out. So I mean, who knows which one you're gonna pick? But to me, I see like there's two different people that you're probably gonna be like trying to decide between the whole year. Maybe not the whole year, but for a while during 2021. It seems like that's gonna be like a real dilemma that's just constant. So let's see here. Should I move to Miami next year for graduate school or stay in New York? Okay. Tell me about graduate school for Jenna. And for her highest good, what can we say about these two places, New York or Miami? Can you kind of help me to understand what she should do for her highest good? Any way that you can make that aware or apparent to us, like in any way, you could just kind of make it known what you think would be the best thing for her highest good, what would work for her the best, what she would enjoy for her highest good. Okay. All right. Okay. It seems like you have other people to like there's other people involved in it, like you care about their opinion, or you're going to be moving in with them or something like that. Like I feel like you have to discuss this further with other people, because I feel like there's other people involved in the situation that you still have to get your ideas together and figure out what you guys are all trying to do. Like it seems like maybe because you guys are moving together, going to school together or something, but I feel like very quickly this is going to happen. So you might be moving, but I don't know. It's because, yeah, I mean, it seems like there's a new beginning. There's a Gemini. If not Gemini, it's the Lovers. It's, maybe it's just something you care about a lot. It means a lot to you. I see the Empress, though, so that could represent, new beginnings, like something new, something different, something beautiful. But I do think that it does have to do with other people. So I feel like you haven't discussed this with them yet, or maybe you have, but it's like you have further, you have more. You need to discuss it further with them, basically. But then there's like this very abrupt and sudden action. Maybe someone offers you to like move in with them, or someone offers you something. Could just be emotional support or something, but it's very abrupt. So I feel like it's some kind of like thing that happens. I don't really know what it's trying to say. Let's see if we can go a little further. What is the Knight of Swords here for? I hope it's not saying like you're going to make a hasty decision, but it looks like you're going to someone who is offering you something. So maybe you're like just deciding all of a sudden to like move in with someone across the country or state or whatever, or country, for your own stability. Yeah, I think somebody does offer you something. Like, I don't know if you know people in Miami, but it seems like there's a decision, like you have a discussion, an exchange of ideas with a few different people or two different people, and then it doesn't really matter how many, but it's not just you thinking about this. So you're talking with people about it and kind of going over what your pros and cons and what should I do and what's going to happen and what do I have to, everything to consider. And then we have very quickly, just abruptly, just like boom, all of a sudden you go and you make this decision. You might travel somewhere before, like I don't know if you're going to move away, but it seems like you travel somewhere, maybe grandparents' house or something, or somewhere where there's like, see this, like these two up here? It reminds me of your grandparents or something, or like family friends, or something like that. And then see at the bottom, there's that person offering the child a flower, but it's really, you're being offered something, or like someone says, hey, come stay with us or something, and you just go. And then it's like, then they offer you something. Maybe it's just emotional support, I don't know, but it seems like you're going to have like a lot of time to or a lot of like discussions with people about this. You're going to have a lot of time to like really consider it. And then so I feel like you just need to figure out what your priorities are first, and if that's something you really want to do and if that's right for you. It seems like you are trying to go to Miami, but it doesn't really, I mean, if that's what's right for you and you feel like that's right for you, I don't see why that would be a problem. It's just, I think the reason it's saying like you're supposed to talk about this more, that makes me feel like maybe you shouldn't. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to put it at that and say that you need to kind of go over it more with your people, because it seems like there's other things that will come out that you will realize and maybe change your mind, or maybe even more want to go. So I don't know. I don't want to say like what I feel like it is, because I just don't. I feel like you need to decide for yourself. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's just still things that you have to process about it, and that will make it a lot more clear to you. But it seems like somebody's going to offer you something before you make that decision. Like you're going to go to their place and be with them, and then even more it will become more apparent because you're going to be talking about it with them, and they're just so giving and they're just so like generous, and it makes you feel very good. It makes you feel at home almost, and you just feel safe enough in that place to like make the decision for yourself. You know what I mean? Like I hope that makes sense. Like if you're at all in any way confused about what you're going to do, not after you spend some time with these people. And it looks like, again, that somebody's going to be offering you something, because we do have the Page of Cups as well. Like it's just an opportunity, like someone's very generous. And you get a lot of attention because of it. And then we have you here at the end, like just really not sure what to do. So in order for you to like be more sure, you just have to go over all the pros and cons. I mean, that's what I'd do. I think you should really just kind of like really map it out. Like, why would I want to go here? What do I expect to happen? What's the likelihood of that happening? And then like, if I don't go, am I going to regret that? Like what's the big reason you're wanting to go? And what happens if you don't? Like, are you going to hate yourself for it later? These things you need to think about like in depth. And it'll be a lot more clear what you need to do. I feel like that's something you need to like decide. And I don't want to like suggest anything. To me, it's just saying you need to talk about it more with people. So I feel like that's just the best indicator that you haven't considered everything about it yet. And it's really hard to say without you knowing exactly what you want to go for, or what, the things that you're expecting. Oh no. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm on JG. JG, you said you're gonna post it when Okay, will my crush Patty ever approach me? What does she currently feel for me? Okay. Tell me about the likelihood of that happening. What's the energy between them? What are her views on him currently? There's a lot of indecisiveness tonight. Look at this. There's a lot of indecisiveness tonight, and I feel like it's really a stressful thing for this person in particular. Wow. So yeah, they're going through already something heartbreaking, or a loss of some sort they have just experienced. So when they look at you and they are interested, or they look at you, I feel like they are, because they're looking at you and they're considering it. And what they're considering about it is that it's very stressful. So I feel like they, if somebody doesn't have interest in you, they're not going to look at you and think that's stressful. They're going to go like, okay, I don't care, So like they're looking at you, and they're also indecisive. So I feel like they are considering it, but it's something that they're very closed off about. Something just happened to them recently. I think they're coming from a place of very like lost and heartbroken. So they're touchy. They feel like this whole thing is so overwhelming. They're probably not going to approach you anytime soon just because of that. But I do think that they are interested, and it's kind of like this struggle for them to know what to do. I think they're interested, but they really just are not in a place where they can trust even, or be like feeling safe with anybody, feel like this is a secure thing. Like they just are so overwhelmed with all just thinking about it. So I think they're interested. I don't think they're going to come approach you anytime soon. It might help if you come off like you're approachable and not an asshole or a bitch or whatever, come off in a friendly way, open, inviting, and don't judge, don't say anything that would make them feel afraid. You know what I mean? Like basic things, but like coming from a place of understanding where this person is coming from, like heartbroken, hurt, sensitive, very like guarded. Just be friendly and open. Maybe you could approach them. I don't know if you should right like at this time. It seems like they just need a little bit. They might approach. I mean, I don't see them approaching you though anytime soon because of what they're going through. They're too afraid to do that, and it's not that they're afraid that you're going to reject them. Well, I mean, it could be part of it, but to me, I feel like it's more they're afraid of what if something, if you guys got together. They're just afraid of. It's not even necessarily that they lost. What they lost is like having to do with a relationship or a betrayal in a relationship. It could just be a death in the family. I mean, but they've lost. They feel lost. So it's hard to connect with people, is what I mean. And it's very, very overwhelming to even think about, a connection with people when you could lose them again, That's just what I feel for that. So I think that if you're open and inviting and friendly, maybe that will help, That'll probably help a lot for them to feel comfortable with you and stuff. Will things be okay for me and my sister? Well, I can read on, generally, but that's a very hard question to answer because what do you mean, by that exactly? But let's see. Let's try to just tap into whatever you're talking about. For what this person's trying to ask, knowing their situation. I don't know their situation, but will they be okay? Her and her sister. See, that's just a question of like really. I mean, of course you will. You know what I mean? Like, what does it mean? Like, yeah, I have to get a little bit. I mean, I could try to like, just look at what the cards say, but I feel like that would be wrong to do, because that question just isn't, it just doesn't, no offense, but it just doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? Like, am I going to be okay? Like, yeah, of course. But like, you know, you obviously are worried about this. So I kind of have to have like a little more of an understanding of what we're talking about. Because I don't want to just say it says the Ten of Swords and it's like, what, are you going to die? Like, no, I don't want to just like say that, because I don't know. To me, it just, of course you're going to be okay. But like, what do you mean? In what like area of life do you mean? And like, why? You know what I mean? Like, I just need a different question. And I can't even rephrase it because I don't know really what you're talking about, and I don't want it. I feel like that's touchy to say, are you going to be okay or not? Because that just seems like I don't want to like even go there if that's just confused where she's at. Wait, did I miss somebody? Whose question was that I was just doing right now? Because I don't see it anymore. See, that's what I mean about the thing going, oh, okay, here it is. Here it is. Crafty Taffy. Crafty Taffy. Okay. Our personal life, there's trouble. Right. People took stupid internet drama into real life. I just need a different question. You know what I mean? Like a different, like, what do you want to know exactly? Because of course you're gonna be okay, but like, what do you mean? Like legally or like mentally, like emotionally? Like I don't want to just jump into that when I don't really know. You know what I mean? Like it just is. It seems like a sensitive thing to say yes or no to. Like, and I'm not gonna say yes or no because I don't say yes or no to anything, but hopefully you can understand what I'm talking about. Should we go to the authorities and file charges? Okay. Okay, so going to the authorities in their situation with this internet drama and all the craziness that's happening associated with it, with this person and their sister. What would be the best mode of action for them? Should they lay low, just hide out, just not communicate with people that suck? Or should they, take action and make this, get the right people in trouble for this? What's the best mode of action? Considering everything, like sometimes when people go and do all that, they're like re-traumatizing themselves, like just for example, if it's like a rape or something, or like something like dangerous like that, when someone you're having to like testify. So like that's why I'm even asking that, should you or not, because sometimes people decide that they don't want to, but logically I would say that it's probably a good idea to do that. If that's even an option, yeah, hell yeah, like no, people cannot do that to you. But sometimes for your highest good, if we're asking, maybe you decide not to. Let's see what it's saying for your highest good. What would be the best mode of action for them to resolve this within themselves, because you can't really make anyone do anything or even be sorry about what they've done. It's really just about how you're going to resolve it with yourself inside, Or are you going to be okay? Kind of like you asked. What's the best way to make that happen and heal from this? I think you guys being together, like, don't ever separate. I mean, not like never separate each other's side, but being there for each other is going to be important right now. I feel like you guys are your own best, like, support system. Like, I just see a lot of very caring, generous, like, genuinely caring energy, nurturing. And it is heartbreaking, this situation. It's like, I don't want to say shocking, but it almost seems that way. It's like, it's just like soul crushing, I guess you could say. It just seems like it's tearing you guys apart in a big way. But you guys are the best people to be around each other because, you're experiencing it together. I would say, yeah. I would say it's important to probably go to the authorities because that's what justice will be served. But also this could be karmically justice will be served. We have the thing about this reading that's interesting is, you're afraid and you're worried about this, you're hurt, but the thing is, like, there's so much care and love and, like, positive nurturing energy in this that it's, like, hard to say that, like, I don't see anything negative. And that's, like, obviously you're asking about should you go to the authorities. I think thank you, Tarot, for giving us a good straight out answer, because to me, I wouldn't even have known what to say. I feel like I probably would have said no. And what's most important is for you guys to be together and there for each other. I do still feel like that is really important. Like, that's one of the main things about this reading, that you guys are there for each other and never, like, stop doing that. Like, no matter what happens, you fight, whatever, but you just remember that you guys have experienced this together and you need to be there for each other, because that's the best thing that you can have, is each other in this situation. Like, you guys are just the best things for each other emotionally, but along with that, it's saying justice. So yeah, I do think that you should probably go to the authorities. That would probably be a good thing for you. And I mean, obviously. And then we see the Ace of Cups here, so it's like there is still that hope that things will recover. Harmony, balance. So maybe this is kind of what happens after you go to the authorities. Because what we're talking about here, let me just show you what I see so I can kind of explain why I was iffy about it at first and now it makes more sense. We have, actually it started like this, I'm sorry. So we have the Lovers, the Queen of Cups, and the Three of Swords. So it's something very that you are very caring about. It's like there's so much love here in the situation, and this is the heartbreak you guys are experiencing together, and I feel like this is you guys nurturing each other and just having that deep, genuine care for each other. So the first thing to do is make sure you guys have each other's back. Make sure that you guys are, like, emotionally talking about whatever you're experiencing and just being there for each other. Then, once you're strong enough to kind of get out there and start telling other people about it and, doing something about it so that it stops, or so that those people get in trouble or whatever, so that you feel ready to do that, that's where the Judge comes in. And then this kind of makes you feel fulfilled and like things are balanced out again. Harmony is restored to that effect. You know what I mean? So I think it's important to both of those things, not just going to the authorities and, like, start doing drugs and not feeling anything. I mean, you have to, like, go through this together. And I think it will be better for you, though, in the long run, even though it's going to be hard at first to, like, admit to yourself how hard it is, how emotional you feel about it. It's a healing thing that you need to do if you want harmony to be restored. And I do see that happening if you're able to connect with one another. If you guys are, like, not connecting and it's kind of something that tore you apart, that's something that, the reading is basically saying don't let that happen. Not that it will, but just, like, it seems like it won't. It seems like it's the opposite of that. Like, you guys are just really there for each other, and that's a healing thing. That's the best thing for you guys both right now. And then do what you need to do about it later, but don't do it alone. Like, be together in doing this. Okay. Okay. So wait, did I miss somebody? Yeah, I know. Yeah, so we're okay. Oh, I did see that up there. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, energy check on the Capricorn and his future actions towards me. I think you asked this before. Okay, let's see here. What does Capricorn feel today? See, I'm telling you, we keep asking this. Oh my god. That scared me right now. That looked like there was a face in the mirror. I'm gonna have to look. That was weird. Okay, I think I'm just tripping. But yeah, this is like I think I asked this before a few times, and I'm telling you, we keep asking this, and it's gonna end up being something you do not want to hear. I'm pretty sure you've asked this before a couple times. But let's see. I don't want to ask that same question. It's just not gonna work. That I mean, I'm telling you, it's not gonna end in a way that you want. It's like you're asking the same questions. Like you're gonna get a different answer, and it's gonna be like, okay, you can't just ask the same question every day, because then it might change the outcome. Okay. It might change the outcome. It might change how you look at it. Like, say I say something, then you're like, oh, okay, well then I won't do that, and then it's just like switches everything up, and soon you're just going off of what the cards say every day. But really, you have to understand that you do have a free will, and so do they. So, just saying, things could get very confusing and messy. So let's see. Okay, so their intentions towards you, like if they have, like, so do you know that they already have intentions, or is this you're asking if they do have intentions, or if they think of you and they want to take action towards you? Yes, maybe if they want to take action. Okay. No, it's all good. I'm sorry for the, like, it being like having to be like so specific, but it's just I just don't want to like lead you in the wrong direction, and you know what I mean? Like I just am really trying to understand where you're coming from so that I can answer the question. So, it's all good. All right. What are they? Okay, so the first thing I got that just kind of came out earlier was the Five of Wands, and that kind of tells me that there's a little bit of conflict, or there's some kind of like tension. So what do they intend to do? What are their actions toward this person, if there are any? What are their feelings about them? What do they think of this person? And what's the whole situation for them in regards to this person? What? Okay. Maybe they're what is the Five of Wands here for? It's almost like it's fucking with their stability or something for some reason. It's fucking with their ability to take care of themselves. And there's a tension, and then there's more than one person probably involved in that. Like it could be their family telling them something like, "Oh, you shouldn't be with this person" or whatever. I don't know if you guys had a past or not, but it seems like they're thinking about like a future, Because we do have the Lovers here, we have the Ten of Cups. So I feel like this is what they hope to happen. But because there are other people, I feel like maybe their family or something kind of getting in there and saying, like, advising them not to do that. They're worried about how they're going to take care of themselves. I think maybe they think that they think about you too much, or they think about that too much, and they're not thinking about themselves enough or something. Like they're not going to be able to take care of themselves. They're too focused on love or a relationship with you when they need to just be focused on becoming, an individual, like a responsible adult or whatever. It sounds like family to me is saying something like that to them. And so, like, people are trying to fight them on this, but they're really not concerned with other people. I feel like they're concerned. I feel like they're thinking about you, and they see happiness, which is, I think, different from what we said before. Actually, I don't remember what we said before, but I don't remember it being like this. I don't remember at all what I said the last couple days. because you have to understand, like, when I'm doing a reading, I just do it, and then it's on to the next one, you know. I try to like get into it energetically, but then I try to like, you know, get into somebody else's energetically, so I'm not trying to hang on to it. Sometimes I will remember though, like exactly what I said, sometimes I won't. So it just depends, you know, on a lot of different things. But yeah, we do have action being taken after a while. Either because it's meant to be or because that's just how it plays out and that's what makes sense to them at the time. And balance, it's finally a situation where they feel more like it's not as much of a risk because things are more balanced in their lives. And it's just like the thing to do. Like, okay, now's the time. Yeah, no problem. Sorry that I skipped you. I didn't even notice. I mean, when I went up there to look for somebody else's question, I saw you and then I was like, I didn't think I skipped it, but thanks for letting me know because I totally would not have seen it. Obviously, I skipped it, you know? So, good. Good, good. Glad we have the. I'm glad that you guys will remind me. Because if it was just me, probably skip a lot of people, huh? Because it goes pretty quick. Okay. Let's see who's next. 3. How should I respond to Virgo if he does reach out? For her highest good, what would be in her best interest? How should she respond to this person if they reach out to her? Well, depending on what they say, I guess, right? But how should she respond? I mean, so, okay. Like, I also want to make something clear. I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit in between, but here's the thing about tarot. Like, you're asking, like, what should you do? And, like, we can look into, like, what's the best option for you. But the thing is, you're the only one who really knows that. Like, you do have a free will. And so whatever happens, like, I could say, like, oh, this is, like, for your highest good. It would probably be better to do this. And then later on, you're like, well, but I feel like I want to do this. I'm going to do this. You know, so it's like, it doesn't mean, like, that's what you're going to do. But I feel like you're asking that as if, like, just know that you're not powerless. Like, when some people go, what am I going to do about this? I'm like, I don't know. You know, like, you know, you don't, like, you can't ask the tarot that. I mean, you can, but it's like, it's just, don't feel so, I mean, if you feel powerless, it's kind of hard to tell you not to feel powerless, but you shouldn't be feeling so powerless in your own life. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you're just curious and you don't feel powerless, but I'm just saying, if you do, don't look to the tarot. You know, if you feel powerless to make a decision on your own, don't ask the tarot what you should do, because it's just, they don't. It's just not a good idea to feel that way, because you shouldn't feel powerless like that. It's really not the tarot's decision, you know. I mean, they have like insights as to what is best for you if we're asking about your highest good, but like, really, you're the only one who can really make that decision, you know. And I think it's best that way because it is your life. So, you know, it's not like some magic thing that you were never gonna do and then you're gonna do because the card said so. Like, you're still probably gonna do what you're gonna do anyway. I mean, I do what I do all the time, no matter what the cards say, really. So it really is about free will. Let's see here though if it could say anything about like what might be a better idea that you do if this person does reach out to you. What would be, you know, a healthy decision, or decision that's, you know, considering your highest good. Okay, so yeah, I do see them reaching out for sure, and it's almost like they have a realization or they have information, something is known to them now, and they reach out. It's 4 of Wands, reunion, the Sun, something coming to light, and then the Prince of Cups, which is the Page of Cups in the Rider-Waite Tarot, meaning someone offering you some affection or love. So yeah, I definitely see that happening. And I think that it would be okay to, I would say it'd be okay to respond in a way that's similar to that, like be accepting of it. It's up to you, you know, what you want to do at the time. But right now it's showing you know, almost like a relationship forming, like what it would look like when two people first start talking and getting together. So they have some things that they've learned or some realization they don't want to live without you or something like that. Like it may not be they don't want to live without you, but it's something to where they realize they want to be with you now and they're going to try. So that's what they do. And I think it wouldn't be a bad decision to accept that. But it depends on what you want to do at the time, you know. It's up to you. Okay. Hope that doesn't take the mystery out of the tarot. It's just, I mean, you know, I'm not trying to like make you feel like you can't make a decision on your own, you know? So I just want to put that out there. Okay. Wait, where was she? Okay. Emily Rosa? Oh, okay, okay. Wait, so we're on. Wait. Oh, okay, okay. Gotcha. So, how does William the Virgo feel about me? We're already in an hour? Wow. I start to feel tired. I'm like, where are we at? That's weird. I can't believe it's already been an hour. It doesn't feel like it. That's a trip. So what does William the Virgo feel about me? Saw the Knight of Cups. Ah! Alright. What does William the Virgo feel about me? Anything that we can pick up on here? So William, feelings. Emily. King of Swords. King of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Beautiful. I think he looks at the situation like he wants to be with you first of all. Or at least he definitely sees like there is hope that you'd be a good option to be with. There's a King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Very strong energy of he feels it could be a stable connection or a connection where you know you have enough materially, you know, financially even material items. He could be like a really hard-working person who's like a workaholic, I want to say, like, and focuses on that a lot, maybe a bit too much even. But nevertheless, they want to take action toward you to create Two of Cups. I think that they look at you as like you could be a good partner, you know, like you guys could really just make it work. And King of Swords is also talking about like somebody who's very honest, straightforward. It's, you know, rational, logical. I feel like it's a good like stable person. Really, I do. They could be a little bit focused on material items too much or money a little too much, but that could become a problem like later, or like maybe it won't even be a problem for you. You know, it might not be a problem. It just seems like that's like very strong energies here. Kings, like king, you know, like very, very strong energies of like, but again, you know, I think he thinks that this will be a stable, I think he thinks it will work, you know. And then the Two of Cups is good because it's like, okay, there's some emotion, you know, and Two of Cups is like what you'd want to see anyway. Somebody interested in you. It's like love, you know, true love. You guys see eye to eye. I feel like he thinks that you could be like a really good partner. Like it would work well for you guys. So that's cool. Okay, general reading. Thank you. Okay. see here. Three of Wands. You are considering going back to someone, or you're considering moving on from someone even though you're thinking about the past a lot and how everything's come to be. It could be that you're thinking about moving on from them, like forward and without them, or it could be that you're thinking about like moving toward them, like trying to make it work again. The thing about this is I feel like it's not like a mistake necessarily, but the reasons that you're looking, like if this is somebody that you're thinking about going towards again and trying to make it work with again, like somebody you had already kind of dated, then it's kind of like you're seeing them in a way that isn't realistic. And I feel like that could affect whether or not you would want to actually try again with them. Like you're an ex for a reason, right? You guys are not together for a reason. And some people get back together. It's not like it's impossible or unreasonable. That's, you know, sometimes it's, they just, that's what they want and that's what they do. And it's fine. But, so wait, you want to move forward without them is what you're saying, right? Or you want to move forward toward them to make it work again. Yes, what? Okay, yeah. So, well, that's good then, because I feel like if it was the other way around, like you would wanted to make it work again, it's kind of like that's because you're not seeing him in a clear way. Okay. All right. So basically, that's exactly what you're saying, is that you, but the thing about it is Seven of Cups. What are you not seeing clearly? I swear to God, if I get the Queen of Swords, that will make a lot of sense, but if not, then the High Priestess and King of Pentacles. You have a lot of options in regards to, okay, Chariot, think about moving on. What are you going to be offering? Love, High Priestess. It's almost like you feel like you can't, like you want stability, and it's not even stability, it's almost like material items. Like, do they have something of yours, or you feel like you want to move forward in a direction, but then there's this also offering of something, and that probably, hang on a second, that probably is just something you're considering, and it's being held back, and then we have the Seven of Cups. So you either have options or you have some kind of like delusion about the situation. But the thing about it is, like, High Priestess is saying you already know pretty much inside intuitively what that means, but the Seven of Cups would indicate you really don't, because it's a delusion. So and it has something to do with money or material items and manifesting, being able to manifest maybe for yourself after this person's gone. Maybe you feel like you couldn't really take care of yourself enough and you're trying to make yourself feel like you can, or you're trying to figure out how you can, but something isn't being seen clearly about this at all. It's like you're seeing it in a way that's just not even, it hasn't happened yet. You're almost anticipating that will happen, but it's not true. And it's kind of like it's not true. It's just a delusion in a way that you're like worried about this. Queen of Pentacles as well. So I would say it has a lot to do with money. or your material items, like if he has stuff that's yours, or you have stuff that's his, or there's money tied into things, like that's a concern for you, and manifesting it. But as long as you take appropriate action, in regards to, creating stability for yourself, like which things, that's probably what the High Priestess is here for. It's saying what things you have to do in order to make that happen, and so you just need to do those things. We do have the Magician, so I mean you can achieve what you're trying to achieve, and I think it has a lot to do with money and being able to provide for yourself or have the things that you need in your life, like materially, and I just don't think that you should worry about it too much, as long as you're able to take appropriate action, like a fire sign, like the King of Wands. Make sure you're taking appropriate action. Make sure you're not just sitting there hoping that it gets better, or that you find, the money to pay for rent, or, whatever it is. You can afford this and that, you'll have enough if you take actions that are needed to be taken, like going to work every day, or whatever you're needing to do to make that happen. I just feel like maybe, don't get lazy and don't think that it's going to fall into your lap, because it's definitely going to take your participation in order to create what you're trying to create for your own life. So just don't assume that it's going to just come to you, because it won't if you don't take action that you need to take. And that goes for everybody, but for you especially, because that's what it's showing. Okay. Switch decks. Didn't you ask something about Utah before? And it was like, yeah, why not, or something? It was like, why not go to Utah or something? I'm pretty sure that's what it was before, but we can ask again. Oh, I wish I would have read that when I was doing that, because that would have made more sense. You want to make amends with him. Yeah, maybe there's no reason to really do that. I mean, like, ideally, we should be able to do that with everybody that we are in any type of relationship with that there's conflict, but for some reason, maybe that's why. Maybe because it was saying, like, you're wanting to, like, be with him possibly and make that happen. You said, no, you're trying to move on. So I thought, okay, so, but what's the delusion? So now, if you're saying you wanted to make amends with him, though, that's probably what that offering was with the Page of Cups. And so you're wanting to offer that, but then it's like, for some reason, that is really, like, to me, it just seems like you're seeing him in a way of, like, why would, like, you want to make amends with him because you still care, you're a good person, and you don't want anything bad for him. You don't want to, like, be hateful towards each other, but it's almost like, I don't know if he hurt you or abused you or something, but it's almost like saying, like, you still are giving him too much credit. Like, he doesn't deserve that from you. And that's just what I'm getting from it, because it's like the Seven of Cups thing. It's like a delusion. Like, you think he deserves you to make amends with him. Like, I know you want it, but it's like you're still, like, why would you want it in a way, if he really is a bad person? It's kind of like, fuck him, But I don't know. That's just what I feel like for that. Like, the delusion is like you wanting anything with him, because really he should just be out of your life. You know what I mean? Like, that's, I don't know if he abused you or what he did, but it's like, yeah, it's more painful to have any kind of interaction with him, is what I feel. So I do think Utah, I don't know if he's there or what, but it seems that you're going to be exploring and going somewhere, like searching for something. And I feel like you're going to be searching for something that will put an end to this whole situation. Like, if he's there, I would say, like, I wouldn't, Okay, but the cards are saying that you're searching for some way to end this, or some way to change this and transform it into something else. It's like you going through a major transformation, almost like a death and a rebirth, you know? Not literally a death, just like a big transformation. Like completely everything, you become a new person. Not like you literally have to become a new person, but it's like you want to shake this experience and just become something better. You want to build yourself up again just to be completely different, you know? So I think if Utah has to do with that, if you feel like that's what you need to do, go for it, you know? I don't think you would have to do that in order for this transformation to take place. But if you feel like that's what you need to do, that's part of the journey. You are taking this journey, you know, a solo journey. So it's like it's very important what you feel like you need to do at this time, because whatever is in your life right now, you feel like it's just not satisfying enough. It's just not doing it for you, and you feel like you need more. You feel like you are searching for something to kind of make sense and kind of, I don't want to say fulfill you, because you shouldn't be looking externally for that, but it's like you just don't have whatever it is here. It's just not, you're on the hunt for a life that you're happy to be living, basically. So you're going to be searching for that. It's a very personal thing. So if you feel like you have to go to Utah in order to, you know, begin that process, or that's part of it, go for it. I think that you're going to really be transforming very soon. Like that, well, it'll be, you know, you're going through a transformation. It's not just like, okay, I'm transformed. You know, it's like you're going to be going through this, and it's going to be big changes, you know, but for the better, I would assume. You know, seems like it's in a good direction. Like it's what you want. So great. That's good. Yeah, it's really up to you, you know, whatever that's supposed to. If you feel like that's part of it, go for it, you know. But if you feel like you could do that without it, or you feel like it might hold you back from the change, then, you know, probably not. Personally, if he's there, it's probably just going to want to make you like be with him again, right? So, you know, you don't really need to like go there to end it. You kind of just need to end it, and then probably no contact is the best way to go. And then you can really work on, you know, the transformation. Because we often, I totally understand, I totally get, you know, wanting to make things right and wanting to just talk to them again and make it right, you know, but it's really, you know, it doesn't work like that. You know, you see him and you're just not going to want to end it at all. You know that. So, I mean, if you're anything like me, that's the way it is. So just saying. If it were me, I would probably not go, you know, but that's just me. I don't know about you. You know what's best for you, though. Just, you know. So, okay, who are we on now? Boyfriend, reconciliation, when? Okay. Okay. What does it look like for them? Will they reconcile? What is that looking like? The likelihood of that happening? What's for her highest good? Is something going to manifest in that direction? Or is it over now? Like in regards to those two different aspects of the situation, which one are we looking at here that is likely to take shape in the next few days, weeks, months, year? In regards to her ex, what is that looking like energetically? Do you guys have, I know I've asked this a few times tonight, but it seems like a lot of people have like material items, money, assets, you know, there's things that you share, like not necessarily that it was a marriage, but it could have been, you know, in that way of like there's like just items, there's personal belongings that you guys are really trying to hold on to and really trying to get back. It seems like there's like a thing about your money, or you're holding on to it with everything. Maybe it's even just your finances, like because you guys aren't together, you're trying to really just save, you know. But since we're talking about reconciliation, I feel like there's communication having to do with personal items or money. Does that make sense to you? Okay. No answer. So I guess we could just keep going. Yeah, because I feel like there's money or something that you guys have to talk about. Is this, unless this person's a Pisces, it's a confusing, clouded thing. I would say try to be honest. This person may not try to be honest. Like there's things that aren't clear about the situation. Like there's a lot of confusion. Things aren't being said, things aren't being explained, and there's just like you don't really know what's going on. So I feel like they could be maybe like not trying to tell you all the truth about something, like where your stuff is, how much of it they have, or you know, there's something about money or possessions, and they're really trying to hang on to it. And so are you. So I feel like you guys kind of like each have things that the other needs, and then you're discussing that. There will be time for communication for that, but the communication is not clear, and the communication is like there could be dishonesty, there could be like trying to beat around the bush and just not make anything happen, waste your time, you know. So I don't know what that means, but if it makes sense to you, we can see when. Well, we can try to see when around. Okay, it may go legal. Because here with the Four of Pentacles, it seems like, okay, you know, let's say like 4 months or something, you guys are like really like, this is a problem because now you're really needing that stuff. You're like trying to hold on to everything with all, like it's like a stubborn, very stubborn and like not compromising. And then at a 10 months or so, we have 10 of Pentacles. Then you're starting to see, you know, you guys actually being able to receive something that was yours, or receive, you know, financial aid or something. But you're having this conversation, like you have to communicate at some point about these things. But then we do have, because remember there's that confusion there, so maybe there's lies or there's something that's not being given, you know, like truthfully or honestly. Then we have Justice and the Eight of Swords. So I feel like you know, it becomes a decision where you have to go to the authority, or you have to, you know, go to court about it because this person isn't giving you what's yours, and you feel stuck, like your hands are tied, there's nothing else you can do. Or they take you to court or something to that effect. I feel like, you know, it's something that you're going to have to take the legal route in. Like it's just you feel stuck and like you have no other choice. This person's being vague, they're not really being, like they're not giving you the information you need, they're lying straight up, or they're not like barely communicating with you, so you don't know like where they're at or where your stuff is at. It has something to do with material items or money, and you need it right now. So it's just harder, you know, with them trying to confuse it and stall it and drag it out. It's like, just give me my shit, okay? Like just, you know, but it's not that simple with this person for some reason. So you may have to go the legal route about it in order to make it, you know, in order to get what you need out of it. Because they're not really being compromised, they're not being fair, they're just trying to like slow play you. So you don't really know what the hell's going on. You're like, okay, now I have to get some professionals to do it because it's just like he's not working with me. Ah! Okay. Okay, so I'm going to stop at 1 and 5 minutes about when we reach an hour and 30. Okay? Just letting you know now so that you're not like, what? I mean, you're never like that anyway, but I'm just letting you know now. So who is next? Okay. Spirit guide advice, please. For which country I should travel to get immigration in the future? America, Canada, Australia, UK, Europe, or Gulf country? I don't think, okay, for that question before, I don't see reconciliation because that person is like, that's not even the issue at hand. I don't think it's the communication that you guys have will be about that. I don't think that it'll be very like, I feel like you're not even gonna want to be with them after you communicate with them, because what they're doing is they're slow playing you and they're not being fair, and they're kind of just like withholding. I mean, you might decide you want to be with them, but I feel like they're game playing. I don't really see it being a reconciliation of love. It seems like you'll come back together and talk, but it's not gonna be. It's gonna be aggravating. You know, You're gonna be constantly trying to just get your stuff back or get. I just don't see them being very clear about anything, and it's a problem. So I don't know. I mean, you might decide to still go back to that person. I don't really see it playing out that way, though. It doesn't seem like a thing where you guys come together in that way, you know? It seems like a thing where you come together and they make everything so much harder, like every time. So, yeah, I saw your question. I just saw before she wanted to know what her answer was, because I guess I didn't make it clear. And I kind of didn't, so sorry about that. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it would be a reconciliation like you're asking about. Okay, so which country? Get citizenship, right? Was that the second? Immigration. Yeah. So let's see. Well, it's very difficult to answer that with, I don't have any cards to say the countries on them, but let's see what we can figure out here. Hey, I'll have you pick a number, 1 through 3. Don't pick it yet. Don't pick it yet. Okay? Okay, now pick it. Girl, I would love to finish the 10 people we have left, but honestly, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm so, like, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm pretty drained. I don't know why. Tonight happened pretty quick, but last night we did 3 hours, so I'm surprised we even did that. But the thing about it is, like, if I kept going like this, I feel like it wouldn't really be fair. You know what I mean? Because, like, energetically, I just don't have it right now. 1, okay. I'm trying to be, like, fair and honest, you know? And not just, like, bullshit you, so. Okay. Okay. You're gonna have to be strong. You're gonna have to lean on yourself a lot. You're trying to create some kind of harmony for yourself and some kind of, like, financial opportunity, some kind of, like, all-around stability. It seems like a very difficult experience. I mean, just an experience that is it's like the way of life is just, you know, it's tough, and it requires a lot of strength inside to be able to make this happen. Look at all those options. That's funny, huh? Because you're like, okay, should I do this country or this country or this country? And it's like, yeah, you definitely have a few options here. Don't be closed off. Work together with people. There could be some conflict with people along the way, but overall, you're trying to find a way to nurture yourself and probably your family to others, you know, the people you care about, or be able to help people that you care about, but yourself first. But both is what is important. there's going to be changes and endings. You have this fear, this anxiety. Other people are, I know that's so vague, but it's just, I'm looking at the cards and trying to play it out in my head. Like, I really don't know if I can say which one I think is the best choice. So that's why I'm kind of just trying to explain to you, like, the scenario that I'm seeing. And maybe that can make some sense for you. To me personally, I really don't know what country I would say is the best one. I mean, ideally, like, you would, whichever one you can make that happen. But like, as far as me choosing for you now, it's really, to me, I don't know how I would do that. I really don't. Like, there's nothing to me that just says like this one, you know? It's just the scenario that plays out. And there's some conflict with a few people though. So in all of your guys's goal, and I think it's about, financial stability in general. And so try not to I don't know why there would be conflict. To me, it seems like I should just tell you, like, try not to be I don't really see you as a person though that's very like controlling or forceful or trying to like make anyone do anything they don't want to do. I feel like that's more like the energy that you're experiencing from other people that you're in conflict with. Try to be agreeable, and if but not too agreeable. Like, I don't know how to explain this. It's just, it seems like you're in conflict with people, but it doesn't have to be that way. It'd be a lot better if it wasn't that way, because you're going to be around these people. Like, I'm just trying to make it easier for you, It seems like it's going to be kind of a hard thing, though. Very, like, a story to tell about for sure. Like, when you get older and everything. It's kind of like, it's like a very, I just see it as a very, very profound experience that you're going to remember for a long time. So I don't know which place you should go like for that. I have no idea how I would go about deciding that. And nothing here ever really jumped out at me to say that. What did jump out though was the Seven of Cups. So I know you do have many choices as to which one you could choose. So yeah, to me it's like any of them. I guess, you do have all of these choices. So maybe it means like there's many choices that you could choose from and it would still work out. So okay, you guys, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna call it a night on that one. But we did well, Come back tomorrow and bring your questions. Sorry I didn't get to you. If you want a personal reading, my website is in the description box, the link to it. Go check out your horoscopes that I posted for your zodiac sign. Thanks for coming here and watching this. I really enjoy doing these, so sorry I had to cut it short tonight, but I want to give you all of my energy, and sometimes it gets depleted really quickly, and I feel like it's just not a fair reading, so I don't want to just sit here and bullshit you. So with that being said, thanks for coming, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully.